I don't know about you, but I'm seeing the end game coming into view. Did you know that the Koch brothers recently teamed up with George Soros to, quote, fight online hate? The Koch brothers and George Soros. So we're talking about the two absolute extreme ends of the political ideological spectrum, supposedly. They are teaming up, pooling resources. And the other partners in this are things like Patreon, Airbnb, oh gosh, I can't remember. I'll post the link to the article in the description box. But this should tell you something. This should tell you that the technological control via censoring speech on the internet mainly is integral to their plan. Technology itself is the end game. The Internet of Things plus 5G plus digital IDs are going to create smart cities where the feedback from our environments is read in real time. They'll track us in real time. They'll know every penny we spend. They'll know every joule of energy we put out. They'll know every thought we have, every communication we undertake. They will know everything. They want to make their little prototype worlds like this, and they call them smart cities. I'm going to do a whole other video on Toronto's Sidewalk Labs and the big names in tech that are coming out to warn Toronto that this would be a gigantic mistake. It's the end of freedom. They say you're essentially ceding your sovereignty to Google and the absolute authority they would have over all data. And people hear the word data and they think of numbers maybe. But we're talking about everything from our heart rates to how we spend our time and how we spend our money, to who we love, to what we look at, to what's in our fridge, to how we care for our children. Everything is data. Everything. And Google will have it all in these smart cities. And we don't know how they'll use it. So here, what would you think about this? Think about the fact that George Soros and the Koch brothers are coming together to censor the regular people, to censor people. They're calling it hate, but really what it is opposition to them. It's a power grab. It might be the final power grab before we absolutely have no way of fighting back. That's how I'm looking at it. And yeah, it's really, really scary. But I do have an idea. And it's a real idea. And it's not difficult. It doesn't cost you a thing. You barely have to move. This will save you money. This will free your time. This will undermine the globalists in the biggest way that I can personally think of, and we can do it tomorrow. The only thing we need is enough numbers to do it. What is it? You need to get rid of your smartphones. You need to cut your subscriptions. You need to end that relationship. The smartphone is the key to the technological control grid. Sure, they probably have a stage beyond that, because I do believe they will eventually want to implant the technology that is currently available in the smartphones into our bodies. I believe that that day would come. But in order to justify that, they need to have the whole entire population dependent on a smartphone and show them how convenient it is and make it impossible for that population to exist without a smartphone. They need to do that first. So in other words, they're going to do all our healthcare, all our government, our voting, our banking, our education, our pay packets, our benefits, everything will come through the smartphone eventually. We don't want to get there. And as it stands right now, we can exist quite comfortably without a smartphone, without data packages on our phone. You can still bank, you can still buy groceries, you can still get paid. You can still do everything without a smartphone. And that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this protest. It's not a protest. It's not a boycott. It's not an action. What it is a refusal to willingly go down this technological road to our total enslavement. These words sound hyperbolic, I realize that. But what are you going to do on the day when they say, there aren't any bank branches anymore? You have to have a digital ID on this phone. And in fact, there's no Service Canada, there's no DMV, there's no government departments at all. It's all through this phone. That's your whole ID. That's you. That's you, baby. You lose that thing, you've lost everything. You can't opt out. That's where we're going. But we're not there yet. Check this out. Look here. The global revenue made from telecom services is expected to reach almost 1.2 trillion euros in 2019. At this point, if we were to cancel our cell phones, $1.2 trillion gone from their coffers, and probably a lot more. We can stop the forward march of how much of the population already has the data on their phones. United Kingdom 82%, Netherlands 79%, Sweden 78%, Germany 78%, United States 77%, and on down the line here. You can pause and have a look at that. Check it out. I find it coincidental that the higher the smartphone penetration into these countries, the worse the globalist problems they're having is. We can stop the progress of their technological dystopia in its tracks just by getting rid of the smartphones. And look, we pay. The joke of it is we are paying for that. Every month we write a check to one of these multinational corporations for our own enslavement. Deloitte, one of the foremost companies keeping track of how the elite can make money while ruining the world. 5G ushers in a new world of opportunities. This is their report. What's ahead for telecom providers in 2019? Fifth generation wireless technologies will be gaining ground quickly, unleashing the full potential of augmented and virtual reality, smart cities, and Internet of Things. That's how they're planning to make their next big bundle. Smart cities, Internet of Things, 5G. These are all connected. Really, one doesn't work very well without the other. Taking away the conduit, taking away your participation and your funding from that nightmare world is so easy. It costs you nothing. It's effortless. I think they would freak out. I think they would lose it. I think that if enough people did it, you would see how fast they react. I think you would see that I'm right about how integral smartphones are to their plans, because I think these companies would actually start working with the government to try to give us cell phones for free, or smartphones for free, and mobile packages for free. Or they would do something very underhanded and get a partnership with the government where it's built into our taxes, and we go every year and we pick up our smartphones and we sign up for our package. Because they need us to have it. They need us to participate in this technological nightmare world they're building. It's worth a shot, isn't it? Take away their money, take away their control, take away their ability to lead us around by the nose, take away their plans for the future, and make them expose themselves. Make them expose themselves, because you can bet they will fight us tooth and nail. They will not like us to get rid of our smartphones. And will that maybe wake people up? Will they say, why? Why can't we just choose to not have a smartphone? Why can't I just have a normal cell phone? They're taking us on a road to nowhere. And we're the idiots out front clearing the trees. We could stop. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you for listening. Please leave a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. And hey, subscribe if you haven't, or check your subscriptions, because YouTube is booting people off, I hear, all over the place. Black Pigeon Speaks just got his whole channel banned. That's outrageous. He had no strikes. He broke no rules. He had no warning. They just deleted his whole body of work. They are in their end game. And if we can stop them by saving money every month, spending more time with our family, and getting back to basics with a simpler telephone, why wouldn't we do it? Ditch your smartphone. Check the description box, paypal.me, references. Until next time, peace out.